Hey guys, I'm making this video to share the plans for the upgraded PM30 base that I posted about in my last video. So that's this guy here that you see on the screen. And if you go down to the description below, you can find a link where you can watch that video, but also there's a link where you can download the plans for this base. At the link, I've shared the 3D step file. So that is basically just a file that you can open in any 3D CAD software that will give you everything you see on the screen here. So you'll have all the solid bodies, all the little details like these slots. You'll have the whole top plate and everything like that. But I've also saved a 2D DXF file, which is the flat pattern for everything you see selected blue here. That's just the file that you would send to your laser cutter or somebody like sendcutsend.com, and that's the file that they would use to cut this out for you. Now, I don't know if sendcutsend is exactly the best example because I don't think they go up to 3/4 inch thickness in mild steel. I think they might go up to something like 1/2 inch. Don't take my word for it, but that's the file that you would send the laser cutter to get this all cut out. All in, this whole frame weighs about 380 pounds, and in that step file, you're going to be able to find all the little details. Like, you're going to have all the solid bodies in here. You're going to have the dimensions of these slots and things and everything that you need to either tweak the design yourself or to replicate it, whatever you want to do. But I'm also going to quickly go over just the dimensions and the footprint of this frame and all the dimensions of this square tubing. And we'll also go over the prices of what I paid for all this for anybody that's interested. So the footprint of the thing is... it is 35 inches, sort of the width dimension, so like along the x-axis, and then in the y it's 32 inches, and then from the bottom to the top of the top plate, considering the top plate is 3/4 of an inch, we are 27.75 inches. So basically the square tube is 27 inches tall from the very bottom to the very top, plus the 3/4 inch top plate. And then don't forget to add whatever distance you're adding or whatever height you're adding for the leveling feet there. And let's quickly just go over here the lengths of these tubes if you want to get them saw cut from your local metal supplier. Yeah, so the bottoms, again, only these two are 35 inches long. So that's like these two green ones are 35 inches long. And then these two are 28 inches long. And then all of these four vertical tubes are all the same, and those are 21 inches long. And then there's sort of four tubes that are like connecting both sides of the frame, and every single one of these four that you see there highlighted in green is 26 inches long. And again, guys, all of the square tubing in this video is, well, square. So it's 3 inches by 3 inches, or roughly 75 millimeters by 75 millimeters. And then the wall thickness here is 1/4 inch. So 0.25 inches all the way around, or something like 6.3 millimeters. I'll quickly go over the material cost here. So the quote you see in front of you here, this is everything for the square tubing only. This does not include the top plate, but for 4 of the 26 inch sections of square tube, 125 Canadian dollars. For 2 of the 35, it's 85 Canadian dollars. For 2 of the 28s, 67. 4 of the 21s, $101, which is a subtotal of $380, plus our sales tax gives me a cost of $429. Again, this does not include the top plate. I ordered the top plate years ago because I was meaning to do this conversion a long time ago, but the top plate was 220 Canadian dollars. And if I were to wager a guess, if you're in the US, these costs would be a lot lower. You'd probably pay around $250 to $300 for the square tubing, and then for the top plate, probably around $150. That's just a guess, but that'll put you in the ballpark. And like I mentioned in the video, this is way overkill. Like, all said and done, this whole base weighs about 380 pounds, and it's overkill, but it's really super solid. And if that's something you're after, I do highly recommend it. This thing doesn't move not one bit. I can try to push the mill, force it around. It just will not budge. It's very solid, and things have stopped shaking around so much, so that is great. And then all said and done, from the very bottom of this frame to the top of the top plate is 27.75 inches. So that's basically 27 inches plus this 3/4 inch top plate. And then on the frame itself, that translates into a table height of, let's see here. That is a table height of roughly 35.83, so 36 inches. So 3 feet plus any height that you're going to use for your leveling feet. Don't forget to add that. But I found that this is a really comfortable working distance. Like, the table is at a really nice height to work off of. And then also it's real easy to get at the drawbar, like when the head is all the way at the top of the Z column. It's real easy to access that nut. It's not too high or anything like that. So for me, that's really comfortable. Feel free to tweak that however you want, but those are the dimensions that that this base ends up giving you after everything is assembled and all said and done. And I hope that helps. I hope that helps some of you that are looking to upgrade the base or build your own. If you've recently ordered PM30-MV mill, I strongly suggest going with something more heavy duty like this. And even if you don't have access to welding equipment or anything like that, if you've got a friend that can do it, that's the best. But even like a heavy duty, well-built wooden stand is going to be much, much better than that flimsy little filing cabinet PM30 base that they sell with the mill. I mean, not only is it built out of thin material, I think the top plate looks pretty thick, actually. It looks like it might be close to, I don't know, it might be like 0.2 inches, maybe a little bit less, but the top plate, it's pretty heavy duty. It's nothing crazy, but it's not so bad. But the rest of it is built out of really thin stuff. It feels like, I don't know, 14 gauge. I'm guessing. I haven't measured it, so I shouldn't really say, but it feels really thin when you tap on it. And then the worst thing about the PM30 base that, the stock PM30 base that comes from Precision Matthews is like, instead of the leveling feet being way out from the center of gravity of sort of the mill, they're really close together. I'll flash up a shot of a measuring tape beside the sort of the footprint of the blue base that comes with the mill, and it's tiny. Like, it's shocking. It's amazing that they even would do something like that. And just to be clear, those black outrigger feet that you see in this shot do not come with the PM30 base. That's something that I tried to do to alleviate the shaking of the mill, but it turned out to be sort of a band-aid solution. It didn't really work at all. Like, even if you're not converting your mill to CNC and you're turning a hand wheel, this whole mill is going to be shaking around. So putting it on a sturdy workbench or building a well-built wooden stand, or if you can, definitely a heavy-duty metal base is the way to go if that's something you can do. And I mean, don't get me wrong, if you can't do any of that and you've got to go with the PM30 base, then go for it. I mean, I've hated it, but I used it for 4 years, and I'm still able to make all kinds of parts and things. But just know that you are really limiting the material removal rates, like the performance of the mill, when you go with a base like that. And something more sturdy is going to serve you a lot better. And it's sort of difficult to upgrade down the road, right? So if you're already going through the trouble of building something like this, you might as well just go for the base, because to change the base, you have to disassemble everything, retram everything, reshim everything, make sure everything is tight, prove it out. It's a lot of work to do. So I guess this video is an attempt at, preventing some of you guys from making the same mistake that I did. So I hope this helps. I hope this gave you some good information if this is something you're thinking about doing. And do let me know if there's anything else that might help. I'm pretty good at answering comments on the videos. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.